What would you say to people, let's say, if anyone's listening and they're like, oh, I'm interested, but I don't know. Like, what would you say to them? Like, or what would you like encourage like them to do? Because obviously, they, if someone's listening and they feel a little bit like, whew, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Like they're attracted to it. They like the sound of like, okay, that kind of sounds good. What sort of nudges would you give them?
Yeah, it's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to nudge anybody to do anything. And I tell people on the call, like if I have to convince you to join a program, you know, you're not a fit. I don't so I mean I feel I had the ability to, persuade, overcome objections, close people, whatnot. And I've had to use a lot of that in some of the other businesses that I've ran. I've worked in some high aggressive sales positions. This approach, this business, I'm taking a completely different model. Like I'm not here to
Yeah.
close or sell anybody. If you're not ready, then then you're not ready. And there's no judgment upon anybody. But anybody listening to this, anybody that's a follower of you, anybody that's tuning into this podcast, I'm going to challenge you because you're not here unless you're about improving yourself, unless you're about getting better. So if that is who you are, then I just would encourage you to maybe do some of your own research. Just look at some of the things that are on YouTube. Check out my channel. We talk a lot on the science stuff. I've had a neuroscience on. We've done two 90-minute episodes on the neuroscience of pornography addiction
Whoa.
that we really break down,
Whoa.
we really get into the nitty gritty of the details on what's happening at your brain. Check out Gary Wilson's stuff, Your Brain on Porn. He did an amazing TED talk that you can find on YouTube called The Porn Experiment. So anybody that's hearing this and is in that kind of class of people that are achievers or peak performers or improving themselves, I'm not here to tell you that what you're doing is bad or you're a horrible person. But if your goal in life is becoming the best version of yourself, do yourself the favor, do your future self the favor, and begin to understand what you're doing to yourself, what you're doing to your brain. And if that makes sense, then you're ready. And then we could explore maybe getting into a program. But I'm not here to, force
Oh,
it
I
down,
get it.
talk,
Yeah.
from a moral approach, because everybody's got a choice to do with what they want with their life. But as somebody that spent 2 decades in the personal development world with a porn addiction, I wish somebody would have told me this information 2 decades ago, because it would have put like a rocket ship on my life. And that's where I think the biggest support has come from my friends and other people kind of in the space. It's like, wow, like I'm not doing this because I thought I had a problem, even if it's once twice a week or once twice a month. Like I got friends that are like, dude, because of the things that you're talking about, I decided to cut it out completely, and their lives improve. So that's it. If you're a peak performer, if you're an achiever, if you're focused on progress, do your own research. But maybe this conversation, maybe this episode is just that encouragement for you to maybe take that next step.